Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of Juked by Daylight. I'm joined by my good friend Mitchell, and we got another podcast for you, another Saturday rolling around. So here we are with another episode, of course, brought to you each and every week. What's been going on, Mitch?
Well, except for the struggles with the challenge,
Oh god, yeah.
not that much.
Okay.
I tried to figure out to research something like to talk about with like our news feature, right? But like nothing much is happening at this moment. So I think this is a good time to talk about the challenge because we finished the challenge.
We did.
So we have some results to talk about, our
Okay.
experience in this journey.
Okay. Do you want to kick us off then with your Survivor and Killer scores?
Yeah, sure. So to make sure everybody knows, I picked Light for my Survivor, and I picked Save the Best for Last for Killer. I've played in total a good amount of games on Survivor. That's 71 games in total. I won 33 of them, and I lost 38 of them, surprisingly enough. So I'm in the negatives. I was not expecting this, but like it is what it is.
Okay.
Like that's what you have when you play with randoms, I guess, and like MMR probably could be a thing as well.
Yeah, true.
There are a lot of factors in the game.
And there was rank
The
reset as well,
survivors.
right? We had rank reset kind of towards the end. That
Yeah,
messes it up a bit.
in the middle of the challenge almost. No, towards the end, yeah, exactly
Yeah.
towards the end, the reset happens. But yeah, then like the end part, you always get some more sweaty games, and then just after the rank reset, the games are gonna be sweaty as well, because the killers wanna get that eerie one fast.
I mean, I saw Noed a lot after the rank reset, but before the rank reset as Survivor, I didn't really see Noed at all. But as soon as the 13th came around, I started seeing Noed popping up all over the place, and I was like, must be the rank reset, I guess.
I think throughout this entire challenge, I've seen it like twice or something.
I had literally like 4 games on the rank reset, like back to back, where there was Noed, and I was like, fuck, man. But yeah,
Like
it
I've
was
seen
tricky.
a lot of gen defense or like aura reading perks.
Okay, interesting. Is that the new perk
Like
from Unite, the kick gen, nowhere to hide? Did you see that?
yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes as well with like eruption, Call of Brine and stuff.
Okay, cool. And how were your killer games?
Well, honestly, Killer went really well. I played 4 games in total.
How many was that, sorry?
Won,
You broke up a little bit for me there.
I won 104 games in total.
104 games in total, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I played that, and I won 62.
Wow.
And I lost 16.
Oh wow, okay.
So the remaining amount, that were all draws.
Nice.
So okay. That's only what saved the best for last. So like then I'm kind of thinking like imagine if I actually had 4 perks.
Yeah, exactly.
Then I would have not lost those 16 games either. That would have been draws or something, right? Like I probably would have lost some, but like not 16, I would say.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
I'm kind of impressed. I think like the most amount of wins I had was with Clown.
Okay. Nice.
That was kind of funny. I played him 12 times, by the way. I lost 2 games with him as well.
Okay.
So it's not bad. Like I think that's a pretty decent score. I say so myself.
Okay, that's cool. So I think I definitely played a lot less games than you. So my Survivor total games was 68. Oh no, not too far. You did 71, so I wasn't too far off you. Okay, so 68 Survivor games. I escaped 38 times and I died 30 times. And that was just literally off the back of the stream that we just did on Friday. I was trying to get to 40 escapes, but my I ran out of time basically on the stream. I'd only allowed myself about 4 hours, and I was like, nah, fuck it. So we ended up with 2 losses there. So 38 escapes, 30 losses isn't too bad. Ended up in the green for escapes, which is kind of nice. And to be honest, I was running self-care, which I hated. I regretted it. I wish I hadn't picked that perk. I wish I'd have picked something else like Windows or something. I probably would have had more fun. So yeah, those 68 games were fucking horrendous, to be honest. I didn't really enjoy any. I think I enjoyed maybe 4 games out of 68, which is kind of a massive statistic. But the killer games I enjoyed a hell of a lot more. But I did a lot less than you. So you did 104 killer games. I actually did 52 killer games. I won 40 of them, which I thought was incredible for me anyway. Lost 5, and then I drew 7. So
that's still not bad though. That's still really good though.
Yeah, not bad. I think realistically, because we stream at different times, my killer lobby sometimes took a while, and yeah, I think that's why I didn't get as many done. But you did a load. I mean, you did double, really, what I did.
Double almost.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, our Survivor games were a lot closer then. But yeah, so, I mean, yeah, the main drawback, we've already kind of spoke about this already briefly, but the main takeaway from this is that we're the best. And that's all there is to it, really. We're built different, yeah. Because realistically, like, as you said already, if we were running 3 other perks on both Killer and Survivor, like, that would have made the world of difference. Like, self-care didn't help me in chases. It really didn't help me at all. I think in total, I maybe got value out of self-care in 10 games, maybe. And that's exaggerating. I think it was probably less than that. But I'll give it a round number. I think about 10 games I actually got value from self-care. 1 game I actually got value 3 times, and that was the most value I've got out of this perk. And I still didn't survive. I still died. Because there was no ed. It was against the Knight, and that was today, and he had no ed. So yeah, it didn't really fucking matter. But yeah, the killer side though, definitely I think a lot of them losses wouldn't have been losses. Especially because you could tell when you're playing against survivors whether you would do better against them with other perks or whatever. And
yeah, exactly.
And the draws, I think the draws would have easily have been wins with other perks. Even with one other perk, I think I could have turned them draws into wins quite easily. So, because you're only talking about killing 1 extra survivor, right? So that could be the difference.
Exactly. But, like, what you also need to take in mind, right? Like, now you just have no ed. For me, I just have saved the best for last.
Yeah.
But then you can actually use some gen defense, right?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
We haven't played with any gen defense.
No.
So the gens are still going to fly. And then you actually have some gen defense. So the gens will be a little bit slower. So that means you have a little bit more time to actually get that extra kill.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was the main thing. Because looking at the scores for both of us, I'm like, yeah, we could have. I mean, easily have got more wins, and them losses probably wouldn't have been as high. You know, I mean, I only got 5, but I did a lot less games than you. To be honest, if I'd have done 100 games, I probably would have lost about 10 to 15. I think anyway, judging by my current score. If I was to double that to try and get close to the games that you got to, then yeah, I think I probably would have got about 10 losses, 15 losses maybe. But no ed was clutch, like absolutely clutch end game. Like I was getting destroyed in a lot of these games, and my main focus really was to play like an absolute dick and tunnel and camp, you know, 1 person to death in game. And then my mindset was I've got no ed for end game to try and secure 2, maybe 3 kills. That was kind of the mindset. And if I got someone dead a lot earlier than that in game, then obviously then I could target somebody else, and then go into end game with maybe, you know, 2 people dead already, which was kind of the goal. Which I'm sure you kind of did something similar. I don't think you played as much of a dickhead as I did though, because I caught some of your killer games. I think you played a bit more fairer than I did.
That's the difference, like with my perk and your perk. Like your perk excels in the end game. Like it's literally built for end game.
Yeah.
My perk is power. I can build up throughout the game, so I can literally have like maximum stacks, like when like 2 gen pops.
Yes.
And then like I can literally try and snowball. So I try to snowball really hard, like in like the mid game and get like at least 2 kills before I went into the end game.
Yeah, that
Like
makes
that
sense.
was my expectations going into every single game. I need to snowball, make it happen, that I secure 2 kills before the end game hits, so I can actually just chase someone at the end there and get that 3k, because then I have my win.
Yeah, of course.
Like I've watched a lot of your games. I've seen Noad coming in clutch really a really good amount of times.
Really, really carried me.
But
Like honestly.
like I still had some good end game uh, rumbles with my save the best for last. That it actually came in clutch. That like they think, oh, we are just gonna trade, and then I hit them before they even get to the hook, and then they try to save, but then I already am recovered, and I hit them again, so I can slug them, and then
Yeah.
like I still just I then grab them, like because I recovered that fast.
Yeah, that's
So
crazy.
like I had some really good moments with that, but I'm like most of my gameplay was like throughout the game. Instead of like literally end game. Like I needed my moment in like the mid towards end game instead of end game. Like you were like kind of falling back on end game because of Noad, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So you try to pressure as much throughout the game, obviously, but then like what you already said, you try to get that 1 kill, so you can get like Noad going and get at least a draw.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it definitely changed the way we played, I think, as killers.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm gonna be honest. Like I've never played this sweaty ever with killer. I've got so much shot. I normally get shot, but
Yeah.
like I have people coming into my streams like, holy crap, dude! Like yesterday, somebody came in and like he was so mad that I camped. I was that slinger.
Nice.
And I was playing on Batham
Okay.
preschool. So like that's not a good killer map anyway.
No,
And then
terrible.
I'm a 110% killer.
Okay.
So I had the basement inside of the school. So I got somebody down there, and I was like, I'm gonna make this happen. I'm gonna snowball like crazy here. And I did that. I got a 3k. I won the game. But somebody was like that person was so mad. He insulted me. Like he saw my face cam, obviously. Like he insulted how I looked. I was a loser. I was bad at the game. If I thought I was good, I was wrong. If I
Wow.
thought I won, I was wishing that. Like he was so mad.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I really got as much salt as I was anticipating, because just running Noed, I anticipated getting 100 times more salt than I normally got, especially as I was playing so like anti-survivor fun. I really thought I was going to get a lot more salt than I did, but I really didn't. I really didn't. You actually got, I think, more salt during this challenge as killer than I did.
I think so, dude. Oh, it was ridiculous. It was
It's
fun though.
insane.
Like
I definitely don't want to do this again. I could say
like
that. I could
the
say that
challenge
safely.
took way too long. Like it was like 30 days, but like it's like if you do it for like a week, then like it's doable, right? Like that
Yeah,
means
yeah.
like 3 streams for you, 4 streams for me. Like that's easy doable.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like we needed to do it for an entire month.
Oh, fucking.
So that's like at least 4 weeks, 4.5 weeks that we needed to do it.
It's too
So
long.
like
Way too long.
that was ridiculous, dude.
I literally got to today and I was like, today's the last day. I honestly don't care anymore. I was like, and I knew that I wasn't going to play enough games in the 4 hour slot I'd allowed myself to stream today to make a difference to the scores. So it's kind of like a done thing. Like there was no real need. I wasn't going to lose enough games on either side to overtake the wins. So I was like, well, all I'm doing is just adding numbers now. It was kind of redundant, especially with Killer. Like, I was kind of done with Killer maybe 3 streams ago because I was like, I'd amassed such a lead on the wins that it didn't matter how many games I played, I wasn't going to lose enough to overtake the wins. So I had quite a comfortable Killer side. I was like, well, you know, I'd have to play 30-ish games, which I don't have time for because I don't stream that long. So there's no way the losses are going to even overtake. The worst that was going to happen was I was going to, like, draw even. Same with Survivor. Like, I would have drew even. I would have had, like, the same amount of wins as losses. So, yeah, I was kind of done, like, 3 streams ago, but we persevered. We got through it, and let's never fucking do it again. That's what I say.
Yeah. Well, the fun thing is, even if I did, like, a couple more days, right?
Mm.
On the Killer side, I was safe. Like, there is no way that I was even gonna, like, make the numbers even on both sides, like win lose, right? Like, that was not gonna happen.
There's no way. Yeah,
like,
there's not enough hours in the day.
Yeah, like there's literally more than 40 games that I need to lose.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, like, the 30 days really didn't. It definitely wasn't necessary because, as we both said, we got to a point where we would have to have played like 100-ish games, you know, just to try and tip the scales the other way. We'd done so well, especially on the Killer side. Like, we really smashed the Killer side. Like,
yeah, Survivor side, I'm kind of disappointing in myself. Like, I was expecting more from myself there, but
there's so many extra factors though that go into Survivor side than just the Killer.
Like, obviously, I got tunneled quite a bit. Like, I had light, like, just in general, you have like three moments in the game for sure that you use light.
Yeah.
Because that's literally every single hook stage once.
Yeah.
And then, but like, sometimes the Killer gave up, and then I got my light back, and they started to chase again. So like, I think on average I have like 4 or 5 times like value of light in the game.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
Definitely. And then, but like, yeah, like I know how to loop. Killers see that. They get annoyed by it.
Yeah.
I'm a CLAUDETTE player. Streamer. So like, it's like the try factor. So yeah, I got told quite a bit. I got face cammed as well. By a Baba, funny enough. Like, I don't mind that. But yeah, like, so sometimes like my teammates just let me die. Like,
I mean, I had that a few times as well, with randoms not saving. There was a few games where I was literally one hooked mid game, and that was it. And I was like, "You got to be fucking joking!" There's so many games that I didn't want to count, but I did anyway. Was there any games that you didn't count on either side? Just out of interest.
Yeah, I had one game I didn't count because I was facing a hacker with a flashlight. So yeah, that was quite interesting. Like, at the start, I didn't notice it yet, but at some point, like, I was literally looking at the ground, looking up, like, towards the ceiling, and literally my head was inside of a wall. Like, no angles on the side, literally inside of a wall. Like, out of all those situations, I still got blinded.
That's crazy.
At that point, I knew she was hacking, and I was like, okay, this game. Like, I had 2 hooks in total in that game, and I had one game that I was kind of proud of it, but it was a draw.
Okay.
So a hacker, but I was Tombstone Myers.
Oh, okay.
So I was chasing a streamer, funny enough, and I downed that person, but I was playing on Ares of Crows, and like, it was such a difficult game, and I was like, yeah, I need to make sure this person goes into second stage or dies on this first hook, and then I can tombstone somebody and I have my draw. Like, I was so close to like my tier 3 already. Yeah. Because I had a lot of stalk off. So they popped one gen when the person was on hook. She went into second. Got literally saved last second. Like, I got blinded. And then they saved. And I was like, okay. Sure. So I straight up went for that person. I was like, sorry, you need to go. So I went in chase. I lost another gem.
Right.
I downed the person, and I was looking at the wall because I knew there was a flashlight because I got blinded earlier. So I was looking at the wall, no angle again. I picked up and I got blinded. And I was like, wait, hold up, what? So that, and because now the flashlights are even easier, like they just need to blind you and then they just jump off. So she got saved out of an impossible angle. So I was like, mate, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Am I getting another hacker? So I was like, okay, nah. That person is gonna die. Like I am gonna kill that person. So I was still chasing her, and then funny enough, another Nancy. I don't know if it was the same one. I haven't checked, but she appeared out of nowhere. So like she tried to like to take a hit, right? So I
Mhm.
cleared up and like I wanted to kill that Nancy because she came out of the blue and she was the one with the flashlight. So I was like, okay, you're dead now. Your ass is mine. But instead of killing her, I went for a lunge for some reason. She was literally in front of me, and I went
Oh
for a
yeah,
lunge.
yeah.
I downed her, I slugged her. I went for the other one, downed that person as well because she was in animation, so I could not mori her anyway. But I
Mm.
didn't want to either.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I hooked her. She was dead. They picked up the Nancy in that time. By the way, they did all the gens. They opened the gate as well. They picked the
Christ.
Nancy up, and then I had still my tombstone, but they didn't know I had tombstone still.
Oh,
And
okay,
then
right.
the Nancy instantly left. And then there
Ah.
were two people teabagging at the gate, and I walked up to them. One of them left, and somebody still kept teabagging, and I moried that person on the
Nice.
edge.
Nice. That's
So I
very
got a draw
nice.
there. So I'm still, but I was like, okay, that's fine. It's all right.
Did you notice the flashlights with the new buff? Did you really notice them much? Like, did they make any difference, do you think? Or did you not notice the
Yeah,
buff at all? You noticed it?
yeah, I noticed it a lot, dude.
Okay.
Like there was one game I got like flashlight save five times,
Oh, shit.
even though I was like making sure the angles were really difficult. Like I pushed them away and then quickly pick up, and they still got it.
Yeah.
Like even the survivor in the end game chat, like we were talking a little bit, and I said like, dude, like behave, you need to fix this shit, mate. Like they made it way too easy, and he was fully agreeing with me. Like he was like, yeah, they like we did like what 5 flashlight saves on you, and I was like, yeah, there were 5 flashlight saves, and he was like, neither of them should have hit.
Well, at least he admitted that. I mean, that's something. You don't normally get that from survivors, to be honest.
Like it was ridiculous, dude. Like that was one of the games I was kind of feeling it. I was slowly getting triggered in that game because I did everything right there, and they because they just didn't think about it and they just buffed it, and I was like, mate, why?
It's crazy. I mean, I didn't actually notice it that much, to be honest. I had sort of I don't know. There was only a few flashlight saves in total that actually happened during my killer games, so I really didn't notice it that much. But I was interested to know if you noticed it in your games at all.
Yeah, it was like that was the most insane game. I had a 0K in that one because of that.
Christ, I mean, 5 flashlight saves, that's ridiculous, to be honest.
Yeah,
That's
that was
ridiculous.
ridiculous, dude.
And just one more point then on the challenge, because I think it's important to highlight. I think on the killer side, we both use Tombstone Myers more than any other killer. Am I right in saying that?
Uh, let's see. I've played 11 Myers games.
11. Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have played 12 Hunters and Clown games. The
Oh,
Clown and the
wow.
Hunters I played most
Oh, okay.
out of every killer.
But by one, though. Only by one game
Yeah, by
each.
one.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Tombstone Myers and Bubba were my go-tos after I'd played through everybody. Mainly because of the power. The Tombstone, obviously, to Mori people, getting them out of the game quick, and Bubba's ability to turn a game on its head just by face camping. Like, unbelievable. I didn't have to utilize it that much, actually, but there was one real clutch game I had this week where I managed to get someone to second stage, and I was like, right, well, they've done 4 gens real fucking quick. I'm just going to camp now, and then they fell apart. Like, Altruism was probably the biggest helping hand in this killer challenge, to be honest. Altruism seemed to fuck teams up rather than if they just went, don't worry about me, let me die, go and do gens. Because then I probably wouldn't have got the amount of wins that I got, if I'm honest. There was so much altruism that was fucking teams over. Like, it's like they weren't coordinated enough. Their heart was in the right place. They wanted to save their teammate, but they just weren't either coordinated enough or they didn't have enough experience in those sort of camping situations. Because literally every time someone came to like save or something, I was like, I'm either going to grab you, down you. You know, this is fine for me. Like, an experience. Yeah, exactly. I think experience shone through there. I got so many grabs as well on hooks. It was kind of insane. But yeah, all in all, I think we did really well. I am surprised on the survivor side, but there's so many factors. Because you had the better perk, and I didn't have like an exhaustion perk. I didn't have any looping perks. So I thought you would do better on Survivor. But, I mean, what? It's only the difference of 5 games. So, you won 33 and lost 38, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's, you know, my score isn't too much different, to be honest. 38 wins, 30 losses. So, yeah, RNG, maps, teammates, killer's attitude. Like, there's a lot that goes into the Survivor side. But the killer side, we have more control over, and I think our scores are pretty admirable, to be honest.
That's good. Like I still know I'm a decent survivor, so like even though I haven't gotten the the greens with the numbers, I still am a confident survivor though.
Solo survivor's a different animal altogether because you're not really just playing against the killer. You're almost playing against your own team at times. So yeah, there's
sometimes you kind of do, but like that's also like a challenge in a challenge, right? So
yeah, solo games definitely are. Shall we move on to our character spotlight for this week? Because I think you're excited about this one.
Oh yeah, dude.
Okay.
Well, you know, guys, my name on my social is DBlended, and that brings us to our character spotlight. Claudette Morel, my baby girl. We are going into some lore first, and after that we are gonna go through her personal perks. From the day that her parents gave Claudette her first science kit, she loved experiments. Her single-minded pursuit led to an early scholarship at a great college. It was a huge decision to leave Montreal, but the chance was too good to pass up. Her introvert nature means that chat rooms and forums are now her best source of social interaction. Her new favorite activity is to answer botany questions. For others, under her new moniker of Science Girl, one evening during a long bus ride back from the city, Claudette took a stroll that would change her life. It only took a minute for her to get completely disorientated in the thick woods. She never found her way back. Her forum only started to wonder where she was a week after she stopped posting. Claudette is not the outgoing type. Her brilliance provided her with a social handicap, and she has fled the real world for chat rooms and forums. Botany and studies fill her life, and even though she yearns for something else, it won't come through a modern being thrown into a real life situation. Can feel awkward and forced, but as she used to shutting out the world, she suddenly finds hope in is inexplicable. darkness that is slowly devouring her. A plant, a tree, a bush, simply greenery that might save her life. She hides within and amongst them. Her knowledge and skills flourish as gruesomeness roams free around her. Well then, I always say hiding in the bush is the best way to go with Claudette, and like in the lore, that's kinda what she lived for, right? So we have her 3 personal perks: empathy, botany knowledge, and self-care. So let's start with empathy. Unlocks potential in aura reading's ability. The auras of survivors in the injured state or in the dying state within a tier 3 128 meters of your location are revealed to you. Empathy does not reveal the aura of a survivor being carried by the killer. Botany knowledge increases your healing speed by 50%, but reduces the healing efficiency of medkits by 20%. And then obviously self-care unlocks self-care ability, allowing you to heal yourself without needing a medkit at 35% at tier 3 of the normal healing speed.
Don't talk to me about self-care. Don't want to hear that perk ever again. Or use that perk ever again. Honestly.
That perk is dead to you.
It is. I fucking hate it. I hate it now.
So, if I need to grade all these perks, like for beginner survivors, empathy is pretty decent because it can give you the information where the killer is.
True.
But you don't see it much.
No.
So, I'm gonna be nice. I will give it a 5 out of 10.
That's fair. That's fair.
With botany knowledge, honestly, it's not that bad if you use it like with other healing perks. Like if you use an item, it's kind of trash because it kind of destroys the item. So, but with like example, healing boon or even will make it or something like that, it's pretty decent. Still, you don't see it much, obviously, because there are way better perks than this perk. So I would say a 4 out of 10. That's kind of sad, but you know, like there are way better perks, and honestly, I think empathy is better than botany, just because of the information you can get with it.
Okay, I'm with you.
Well, self-care, yeah, like they destroyed that perk, dude. When they nerfed it, they destroyed it so bad. Like honestly, I think I think I'm even nice if I say 2 out of 10.
I'm not even gonna comment. I don't even want to think about that perk or the challenge ever again.
Like honestly, dude, oh,
it's dead to me, literally. Like, oh my god,
they did my girl dirty with that.
Taking 3 hours to heal in a game, just fucking unbelievable. All right, cool. I think I agree with your scores on those ones. So at least you got your baby out of the way for the character spotlight this week. That's a nice little Easter egg for you there. And we got some questions this week, right?
Yeah, we actually do. We actually do. Oh,
okay.
Hold up. So we got our first question. It's for both of us as well.
Okay.
From our good friend Tiago.
Okay, Tiago, nice.
When is the next 24-hour stream happening?
Oh fuck. Do you have an answer for this? I might have to think about that.
We obviously, for the people who actually know us, we have done a 24-hour stream in the past, both of us.
Yeah, true.
It was this year as well.
Oh yeah, it was.
But another 24-hour stream is not going to happen this year, at least on my part.
Okay.
So yeah, like maybe potentially next year. I don't have a date for it yet or anything. Like it's still in the clouds, so I'm thinking about it. Like it was a really ridiculous like journey to do it. Like honestly, it wasn't that bad. Like I literally played Dead by Daylight for 24 hours straight. So I didn't sleep, nothing, and like I got tired like throughout the night, but it wasn't that bad though. Like obviously I was happy when I was done with it, but like I still did pretty well. Like with the games, I was kind of expecting me to like play really bad at some point on both sides, but it went pretty well.
See, I kind of cheated mine a little bit. So although it was a 24-hour stream, I didn't actually stress that I was going to play straight for 24 hours. So I actually went to sleep for like 7 hours, and I put on my YouTube channel videos. And people were coming in thinking that I was live, like properly live, like awake live, playing the game. And they were like commenting in the chat. And then there was like no response from me because it was just a video playing. So I kind of honey-dicked people a little bit and tricked them. But I think next time I do it, and if I'm gonna do it, it would probably be... I could probably fit one in this year, to be honest. I mean, Boxing Day's the 26th. I could actually do one on the 26th. So, maybe I'll put a poll on Instagram and see if anyone wants me to torture myself. And I will play for the full 24 hours this time. So I can actually say that I've played it for 24 hours. So you won't say that I cheated anymore. So yeah, we can do that. Maybe we could do it Boxing Day. I don't know, because people normally see family and stuff, so it's going to be tough enough during like the hours where most of our chat are asleep. Where it's like
a
tough
family
one
there for me as well.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if that's a good one. I guess I could do the 19th though, because I would stream Monday and Tuesday anyway. So if I did it early Monday and then finished like early Tuesday, and then that won't interrupt your stream, I could do it. I could do it on the 19th. I could put a poll up today and see if people will be up for it. But again, most people work on a Monday and a Tuesday, so I don't know. But I'll put a poll up. Maybe the 19th I'll do one, as Tiago's asked ever so nicely for the torture. I will abide. And at least I can play whatever the fuck I want perk-wise now, so that's kind of refreshing, I think. So it might be good to grind. But yeah, maybe I could do one next week. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the poll says.
Alright.
Challenge extended, challenge accepted. But yeah, I might regret that, but yeah, that's fine. I reckon the 19th. I reckon we could do some shit. That'd be good.
Okay.
Yeah, why not? That's an interesting question.
Then we have another question, but it's towards me. Because you obviously always streamed with a cam, so like I didn't before. When is the face reveal happening? The question is from Medium Space 8723.
Okay.
Well, I did my face reveal 2 weeks ago on Twitch. Oh, that's kind of funny. Yeah. I haven't done it on Instagram yet, but I still need to edit my streams, make some clips out of there. So then those clips will be seen on Instagram as well.
Nice.
And then obviously people will see my face in the clips. So then it's also a face reveal on Instagram for the first time.
So basically, if you don't have a time machine to go back in time and watch the face reveal, you can either wait for the clips or catch Mitchell's VOD, which I'm assuming would still be up now, right?
Could be. Yeah, I think so. I think it's expiring on Sunday because I did my.
There you go.
I did my face reveal on Sunday.
So get in your time machine or go check out the VOD. That's basically the answer, right?
Yeah, something like that. Or just open the stream anytime soon, and you will see the face as well. So like it's all good, you know.
There you go. Okay, nice.
And then we have another question.
Oh, another one. Okay, 3 today. Nice.
Yes, and that's for both of us.
Okay.
From our good friend Eve, logged
Ah,
in Dead by Daylight.
okay.
What is the most underrated perk in the game?
Underrated. Is that including Killer and Survivor, or should we give 2 answers for this? How do you want to answer this?
Let's go like Survivor and Killer. Let's give
Okay.
like 2 answers. I think that's better.
Do you have an answer ready to go?
Because you can't really say like, oh, that perk is better because that's a killer perk, so you don't know if it's for Survivor, right? So
yeah. Okay. Do you have an answer ready to go or no?
well, I would like for Survivor, I would definitely say Alert.
Okay.
Especially in the meta going now, like a lot of killers are kicking gens.
Mm.
So, and like killers in general, like break walls, break pallets. So you get a lot of info, and
True.
you don't see that many people use it. So you get like a lot of info, and like mostly what you want in like a build is that you at least want something that you have information throughout the game, right?
Yeah, very true. Very, very true.
So yeah, I would say Alert on the Survivor side, and on the Killer side, that's honestly a difficult one.
It is. It really is. I'm trying to think of an answer. I think you've hit the nail on the head with Alert, though. I don't think I could find another Survivor perk that's as underrated as Alert is. I think that's the only other one I think of would probably be Kindred, but I don't think that's underrated. I think people do rate Kindred, so that would be my other option.
I see Kindred more often.
Yeah, I don't think it's underrated. So yeah, that's I think Alert's the right answer for Survivor. Actually, I don't think I think of anything else that would be, because everything else is either meta or is rated, so to speak. So I don't think that there is another perk that I could maybe think of. It's kind of tough, actually. That's a really tough question. Holy shit.
On the killer side, I think Starstruck is pretty underrated.
Is it underrated though?
I think so. Because what you always have right now is that in like how the meta goes with like the flashlight buff, like you always have people that are close to you now.
Yeah.
And you don't see Starstruck that often. Like you see it on like what, Wesker, Nurse, because on those killers it actually works really well. But on other killers, like for example Doctor or maybe even like a Trapper or something, right? Like,
yeah.
Like survivors try to be altruistic, but when they see you have Starstruck, or when they get like the notification you have Starstruck, they back off.
Okay.
Because they don't want to take the risk, and if they do take the risk, it can also go the wrong way.
Okay. I get what you mean. I just don't know if it is underrated. I think it's one of those that's like in the same bracket as Kindred. Like people do rate Starstruck. I think it is a rated perk, but I understand your argument though. But I guess it's not in the meta, right? So anything that's not in the meta, I guess, is fair game for saying is underrated for this question. Because it's not a meta perk, is it? You mainly only see it on, as you said, like Weskers and Nurses, but yeah. Okay, no, yeah, all right. I agree on that one. I think if I was to pick a killer perk, I think I do have an answer for that one, which is different to Starstruck. And I would actually go with Lightborn. Because the amount of free hits I get when I run Lightborn is crazy. And the amount of time survivors, for some reason, even after failed blind attempts, they still try. Like, it's absolutely crazy that they don't realize that you're running Lightborn. And I think it's underrated because not a lot of people actually use it. So I think Lightborn would be my pick. Because every time I run it, I get at least one free hit because of it. And obviously, I don't know how many saves. It saves me looking at a wall. It saves me having to worry about other survivors running around with flashlights. I can pick up the survivor whenever I want to. Don't really have to worry about flashlight blinds. So there's that as well. So I think I would go with Lightborn for the killer perk that's underrated. I think it is still underrated.
Yeah, that's also a good shout. Like you have some survivors that literally just follow you to shadow the other survivor when they go down, and then they try to blind you, right, to save them.
Exactly.
Then they just waste all their time instead of going on a gen, right? So I can see that as well.
And a special mention, actually, I think, for killer side. I'm clearly more of a killer main than survivor. I think Thrill of the Hunt is underrated. I really think Thrill of the Hunt is underrated. Especially if you're running other totems. But even if you're not, because if they see that you've got Thrill of the Hunt, survivors can't help themselves but do totems. They can't help themselves, especially if it's a hex. And you can waste so much time of one survivor just by having them do totems. Like, I think Thrill of the Hunt is actually really underrated. Really, really underrated. Because you could just slap that on, not actually run another perk, and you can slow down survivors just doing what they want with totems, which I think is kind of funny. It's like a reverse corrupt intervention in a way.
I think it slows down booning as well, right?
Yeah, it does, yeah. So it's kind of an interesting one because you don't see it, like, ever. Like, absolutely ever. But running it, it's just funny.
It kind of nerfed it as well.
Yeah, but it still slows people down, and I think that's great. And especially if they see the hex, they're going to try and do it. And then if you know where the hex is and you know someone's trying to do it, you can keep sort of bothering them. And I don't know, it just gives you a weird value that I've not really seen in Dead by Daylight, where it's actually slowing down something else that isn't generators. So I actually think Thrill of the Hunt should get a special mention. I actually do think that's an underrated perk. I wouldn't run these perks together, though, if I'm being honest. I don't think running Starstruck with Lightborn and Thrill of the Hunt, I mean, it could work, but if you've got Starstruck, they're probably not going to try and flashlight blind you, so Lightborn's kind of redundant. But yeah, I think they're probably the three most underrated killer perks, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Awesome, cool. Was that all the questions,
I can find me myself in that as well. Yeah, that's were all the questions we had for today.
Okay.
So I hope we answered them. As good as possible.
3 questions, we like it.
I hope you guys are all happy with the answers. Let us know in the comments. If you have some new questions, make sure to drop them in there as well. You can always DM us on our Instagrams as well if you want to.
And I would say answer the questions as well yourself in the comments, because we'd like to know what you guys think, what you would answer to those same questions, because you might think of perks that we're not thinking of right now, and that could be a nice discussion point as well for the next stream. We like to hear everyone's opinions on these topics, so by all means share your opinions with us as well as your questions.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good shout. So that means we can continue with our guide of the week, right?
Yes, we've got a nice short one, but I think it's important that everyone takes notes. So I would like everyone to get out their clipboards and pens, or if you're on a computer, maybe boot up the old trusty notepad, because you're going to want to take notes on this one, okay? So the title of this guide today for you this week is How to Be Toxic. Something that a lot of people would say I am, Mitchell. I don't know if you'd agree, but apparently I am. This is for the survivor side more than anything else. So, step 1, spam crouch after every single pallet to show your dominance over the baby killer. Step 2, always use a flashlight. Every time a killer comes by, spam it to show you're an absolute alpha. And I must stress that alpha is written in capital letters, so if you are jotting this down, you must write that in capitals. Step 3, run head on and quick and quiet. This is very, very important. Step 4, if the killer leaves you, start quick vaulting windows over and over again to draw attention to yourself. This again will establish that you're an absolute alpha. And step 5, say easy after every match you win. And also, if you feel like it and want to be extra toxic, say easy even if you didn't win. So I think they're the 5 sort of quick steps in how to be a toxic survivor. And I think they're all very equally important. So you stay toxic. Just a short and sweet one today. Short and sweet. We like that.
Ah, dude, I love looking for those guides, dude, honestly.
They're great. They're absolutely great.
I could make my job out of it, honestly, mate. I could do that 24/7. It's just funny what people write on Steam guides, dude.
And you've already covered one of the perks already from the Shrine of Secrets this week, so we can, I guess, skip that one altogether, right? Botany Knowledge, that was already...
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Did you want to do one of the others, and then... As you've already covered that one?
I can start. I will do the Franklins then, and then
Okay.
you have the other two.
Yeah, go for it.
So that brings us to the Shrine of Secrets. We obviously already have talked about Botany Knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So we are gonna go straight into the Franklin demise from the one and only Mr. Baba. Your fictitious basic attacks make survivors drop their item on impact. If not recovered within 90 seconds at tier 3, the lost item will have their charges depleted by the entity. The aura of the lost items are revealed to you within 32 meters and slowly fade from white to red as the timer elapses. They kind of changed this, funny enough, because back in the day your item literally just disappeared.
Yeah.
So they changed it, like it now just depletes your charges. So you kind of can still save your item in a way. Honestly, this is also kind of an underrated perk.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Yeah.
It's actually pretty decent. Like a lot of survivors take items.
That's true. That's very true.
A lot of flashlight, medkits, toolboxes. So to grade it, I would literally say 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Like it's a pretty decent perk.
Okay. Yeah, I think I agree. Because you're robbing them of something they're bringing to get an advantage over the killer, and you're basically making them not have that advantage anymore. Yeah, no, I think I agree with that. Yeah. And it's obviously named after one of the victims from the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The guy in the wheelchair was Franklin. Just in case you didn't know.
I didn't know that.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, he was the handicapped brother in the wheelchair from the first film who dies. So Franklin's demise, Franklin's death. There you go, a little bit of film knowledge for you.
That's good, dude.
So
that's 2 other perks, Mike. Can you shout them out?
Yeah, of course. So we've got the next killer perk is Overwhelming Presence, which is the Doctor's perk. And basically all this does is survivors, when they're in your terror radius, they suffer from inefficiency, which kind of ties a little bit nicely with Franklin's, but I wouldn't run them together. There's not a lot of synergy. When you're using an item, its depletion rate is increased by 100% when you're using it at tier 3. So basically, if you're in the terror radius, they're using an item, it's going to double the efficiency, or the inefficiency, I should say, of the item itself. So it's going to be used doubly quick, basically. If you're running Franklin's, you don't need this. And I don't think you ever see this unless you see a doctor running the Adept. I really don't see Overwhelming Presence at all. I think I might have seen it once in my whole DBD career, to be honest. So, I don't know. It does good, but it just seems... I don't know. Seems really niche, and it's not game-changing. I know it's going to make their item be used quicker, but I mean, yeah, just run Franklin's, really. I think Franklin's is a better perk. I think I'd probably give this like a 3 out of 10. If you don't have Franklin's unlocked and you've got Doctor and you want to fuck with the items, then run this instead. But realistically, Franklin's is, I would say, better because it actually removes the item from them in the first instance, and it also decreases the depletion rate. What do you think?
Yeah, I can find myself with that 3 out of 10. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty shit perk.
Because like you actually need to make sure they are in your terror radius, and then they actually need to use their item, and if they don't, it's not going to do anything. And if they're not in your terror radius, it's not going to do anything. So like,
yeah, Franklin's is like a better version of this perk, really, to be honest, because you only have to slap
but like Franklin's also wastes time of the survivor. Like they drop their item.
Very true.
You're still in chase. So maybe you down them, right?
Yeah.
they get hooked, they get saved, they want to go back to their item, they want to pick it up. It's probably already empty, but most survivors still go back to the item.
This is true.
And
yeah.
like, even if you leave them alone in chase and you go for somebody else, they still go back to get that item, or they even greed for it, go back, grab that item, and you down them then. So, like, it brings some pressure and time waste with it as well. So, like, yeah.
If you use this, I think I already know the answer to this, and I think the answer is no. But would this have any effect on Pinhead's box?
No.
No, because there's no depletion, is there? It's just an action that we'd use on the box, right? I was wondering if it would have some sort of like negative effect on the survivor doing the box, but it's not, because there's no depletion, is there? Really, there's no charges in the,
it's not
in the box, right?
It's not seen as an actual item. Like this doesn't even work on a flashbang or like a firecracker.
Wow,
because
that's kind of trash.
Because
then.
it doesn't have charges.
Yeah, that's true. Just got to have charges.
It's just one thing.
I thought so. Yeah, maybe I thought maybe I'd find a hidden secret.
Like Franklin doesn't work on that either, by the way. Like you still smash the item out of their hands, but like it doesn't lose, like it doesn't deplete charges.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can still use it.
That's no worries. And then the last one in the shrine is Blood Pact, which is a Cheryl Mason perk. So with this, when you or the Obsession are injured, you both see each other's aura. After healing the Obsession, or being healed by the Obsession, you both gain haste, which is a speed status effect, and you move an increased speed of 7% until you are no longer within 16 meters of each other. If you are the Obsession, Blood Pact deactivates. This also lowers the odds of becoming the killer's initial obsession by 100%. This really is, I think, a terrible perk. I don't really see it. I don't really understand why you would want 7% speed increase. Unless you two are going to run together for the rest of the fucking game and keep that 16 meters between you to keep this speed boost, which won't happen. I can't see a reason for using this perk when there's other things like, you know, alert, which shows you better aura because you know where the killer is, or Claudette's perk. What was the other one? Empathy, where you can see them when they're injured, which, you know, doesn't run out. So yeah, I can't see this 7% speed unless you're going to run side by side with another survivor for the rest of the game, which even then I don't think is going to help you. This perk's just utter trash, I think, to be honest. I think I'd give it a 1 out of 10. Unless you can point something else out to me that I've clearly overlooked.
No, I think you hit the nail on the head there.
Like what is the point of that speed?
This perk when it was bugged with another perk together. I don't remember which one, but it was bugged, and you literally had wall hacks for the entire time of the game.
Oh my god.
And like they instantly disabled both of those perks, made sure the bug got fixed, and then they enabled them again. So
okay,
like other than that, you kind of don't see it.
No, it's trash, right?
Yeah, like it doesn't do much.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, so if you are going to spend any points in the shrine, which I don't know if people still do that or not, but I guess new players probably will. I think really Franklin's Demise, if you don't have Bubba already, or I guess Botany Knowledge are probably your two best choices out of the 4, if you're going to get anything, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay, cool. All right, well, I think that brings us to our last segment then, which is Streamer of the Week, right?
Yeah, that's gonna be our friend all the way from Australia.
Australia?
I'm Australia. I'm not raging. She's also known as Jay or just Rage. She's a DBD streamer as well as the both of us. Well, she is from Australia, obviously. She mains Nia and Huntress. She is a killer main. Well, like she kind of is addicted to Huntress. Like it's even worse than just maining Huntress. Like she's further than that. But she's a really good hunter though, so that makes up for it. For schedule, there's not much to go on, sadly enough. But hey, if you drop her a follow and you have your notifications on, you will see when she is live, though. She is a really kind, funny, and wholesome person. She has every stream some really good vibes going as well. She listens to music on stream, so like that's always nice, right? And like yeah, like she's still young. She has a lot of energy, so like it can be much for some people maybe, but make sure to check her out, show her some love. Uh, Let her know that you came to us. Uh, do you have anything to add, Mike? Because we both follow her. We have been in her stream, so.
Yeah, I mean, everything you said is 100% correct. She's one of the most hyper streamers in the DBD community that I've met so far. Like, she's sugared up to the gills. She has so much energy for days. It's like the Duracell bunny from the adverts, you know, where they put the batteries in the back of the rabbit and then it's like running and running for days. Like, she's got so much energy and never low energy in her streams. She's really fun. And as you said, she's always got like a party going on. There's always music. She's added flashing lights now to her stream. Like, she's just a bundle of fun. She's really wholesome as well, which I think we say that for every streamer that we advertise now on our stream. But yeah, she is incredibly wholesome. She's super nice. She's always down to have a good time. And yeah, she's absolutely hyper. A bit crazy, but we love that. We love that.
Yeah, it's good vibes. It's good vibe, and it's important. Like this community, like of Dead by Daylight, right? Like it's known for being toxic, and like
yes.
for like I think I can say that for the both of us, we want to change that.
Yes.
And like if you don't do anything to it, it's not gonna change. And like even though it's like baby steps, it's still something that we do, and that's why we do like a streamer of the week. We shout somebody out. We try to make the communities grow from each other, to collapse with each other as a community. That we are becoming one big community, and that we actually get this toxicity out of the game day by day.
Exactly. And there's a lot of toxic streamers as well, unfortunately, on Twitch, which, you know, you'll see a plethora of on YouTube. Unfortunately, they're just as rampant in the community as the people that just play the game normally. So we're trying to gather everyone together who has positive vibes, positive outlook, who aren't snowflakes, who understand the game. And yeah, just want to have a good time. And if you don't enjoy watching me and Mitchell stream, that's fine. Hopefully we can lead you down the right path to watching someone like Jay or, you know, Wit or any of the people that we've advertised so far in the episodes. Maybe we can point you to someone that you will enjoy. And, you know, that's wholesome for the community as well, I think. You don't have to necessarily watch us. You might not enjoy our content, and that's fine. But you might find someone that you do like, and that's another reason why we promote these guys, because they might be the streamer that you're absolutely looking for. They might tick all your boxes, and that's great. You know, we want to keep that alive. We want to keep these streamers busting with views. So if we can point people in the right direction to someone that might be the perfect streamer for them, then that's a win in my book, to be honest.
Exactly.
Awesome. Cool.
So yeah, I think we can end it on that one, and that means one thing, guys. I hope you all have a blessed day.
Everybody stay fucking groovy. We'll catch you next week. Peace!